So, apparently, if you don't head to the polls, your bed sheets are going to remain cold. So, apparently, if you don't head to the polls, your bed sheets are going to remain cold. This is according to the new ad that's been created by Trina and Saucy Santana, where they are basically saying no voting, no vucking, and not with an F, with a V. And I think it is, I'm not going to say I think, majority of the community thinks it's pretty damn degrading. I'm going to give you some reasons why, but I want to describe the context of exactly what this video is. It has a lot of explicit and sexual content about voting. So basically, in other words, they're presenting voting to the African American community and the new 18-year-old voters. Just picture yourself being 18 years old, coming into the voting world, and this is what you're being presented. It's ignorant. It's ridiculous. So I'm just very curious why Match.com and they blame black, but Match.com chose this ad for our community. What do they truly think about our community? Do they think that we are always over-sexualized, or every single person is over-sexualized? Now, I will say, part of it is our fault because of the music, because of the content on the television shows, and the way that a lot of people portray themselves. But there is a vast majority of people who are highly offended by this, who have pretty conservative values. And I'm not saying that they vote conservative, but they have conservative values because they are religious. A lot of black people are religious. And it's hilarious that the Democratic Party thinks that in order to solicit the black vote, you have to put a gay man with nails talking about no voting, no vucking. No voting, no vucking. He does it better than I do. I ain't even that sassy. But anywho, no voting, no vucking. You ain't getting no buns if you don't run to the polls. You ain't getting that thing stroked if you don't vote. I could just keep going on and on. But nah, in all seriousness, this brings me back to when Joe Biden was running for president. And he did an interview with Cardi B. Now, no shade to Cardi B, but Cardi B is a rapper. And she is not the most intellectual person to speak to about policy when it comes to the United States, and especially about the black community. Why? Because she's not African American. She's not black. She said it herself, and then she switched it up. So we allowed this flip-flopper to represent our community. Why didn't he talk to Beyonce? Why didn't he talk to Candace Owens? I would have loved to see that conversation, but it would have never happened. You know why? It would have been too challenging. Too challenging. They want to dumb us down by talking to the dumbest of us. And we're not a monolith. As you can see, I can speak proper English. I know how to get to the voting polls. I have Wi-Fi. Like, I was watching this special where they were talking to liberals, white liberals to be exact, about voting laws. And they showed one side and the other, black liberals and white liberals. And basically the white liberals, their narrative was that black people are such jungle people. I don't know how to vote. Like, that they couldn't get to the polls. So the identification laws were racist because we were too stupid to have an ID. You need ID to drive. You need an ID even if you're a fucking welfare collector. You need an ID. So the fact that they don't think that we have the ability to even get something like that, it's it's sad. And it shows the true racism of the party. See, those who are still so loyal to the Democratic Party, open your eyes. Open your eyes. You're siding with a party who chooses to have gay men represent our black men. You're voting with a party who chooses to change a child's sex before they can really even comprehend what sex is, and basically make them infertile. You're siding with a party who doesn't give a shit about you. They've ruined the community. The Welfare Act, the war on drugs, the major incarceration. These are the things that you guys always like to quote, talking about how oppressed you are, but yet you're still voting for the party that has done it. Think about that for a second, you dum-dum. So, I digress. Okay? It's just a level of disrespect for me. Like Joe Biden said, you ain't black if you don't vote for me. Basically, you ain't black if you don't vote Democrat. You ain't black if you're not hypnotized if you think for yourself. Because if you're hypnotized, then you're black. If you follow their narrative, then you're black. If you vote for the things that benefit them, then you're black. But the moment you question their narrative, they attack you. How dare that black person have a mind of their own? How dare them? Think about it. Just think about it. The same party that created the KKK, the same party that was against slavery, is now enslaving your mind. And if you don't snap out of it, you're just going to continue to allow them to contribute to your demise. And I feel sorry for you.